Hi, I'm nearly 30 and I dress up in ridiculous outfits for funsies. If you're new here and you like my face, be sure to subscribe, be sure to like this video, even though you haven't watched it yet, but I'm gonna tell you to like it anyway, because I already know you're gonna like it. On this episode of I am incredibly irresponsible with money and bought something that I really shouldn't have with money that I definitely don't have and I put it all on a credit card, we're gonna be reviewing some LaceMade items. Now, I follow LaceMade on Instagram like a lot of cottagecore hoes, and I've been seeing a lot of really beautiful corsets and corset sets. However, one stoleth my heart, and it is this one. Now, I stalked them for many days until they released that set, and then I promptly bought it. And not only did I buy that set, I also bought this corset. Now, obviously, when you see things on Instagram, it could be too good to be true. In fact, most of the time, it is too good to be true, especially on Instagram. So I thought I would be your little guinea pig, and I would review these items for you in case you were wondering if they are at all worth it. I did do a mini haul on my TikTok and on my shorts and on Instagram Reels. I will be showing some clips of because I didn't really feel like getting back into the outfits for you guys today because it is like 9 o'clock and I'm very tired. But luckily for me, I already have footage of me wearing the outfits looking like a snack because boy howdy are these things awesome. Well, at least the first two. Let's actually show you guys the thing and then I will insert the clip, shall we? Okay. Wait, no. So the first thing that I got, or rather the first two things that I got because they don't come together, you have to buy them separate, is the red velvet cupcake corset, and skirt. So this is the corset. Here's the back, and of course, me wearing it. And here's the skirt. My first impressions are, these are heavy. They do not feel cheap at all. The seams are extremely clean. I don't see a loose thread in sight. So if you're wondering about the quality, very good. Care instructions are, I think, it says hard wash. I think it means hand wash. Lino dry in shade. Well, the translation of the care instructions is not very good, but I assume that you're supposed to hand wash and line dry, and you could also dry clean, is what I'm getting from this. But other than that, this is really good quality. My only gripe is with the zipper, but I think it's because it's such heavy fabric. The invisible zipper is a little bit on the cheap side, so it kind of struggles to zip up and down. And also, oh, sorry, man. Also, the top has a zipper on the side, which is very convenient for getting in and out of. This zipper is also kind of difficult. That would be my only complaint about this set. Other than that, it is worth the money. It is very beautiful. I feel like a freaking queen in this, like the queen of hearts. I'm gonna be chopping off some heads in this. Not really, I mean that metaphorically. Don't come for me. The next thing that I got is the Van Gogh corset. And if you know me at all, you will know I'm obsessed with Van Gogh. Anything to do with Van Gogh, like I have a lot of, there's a print right over there that I still need to frame. There's a bucket hat right over there that's also Van Gogh. You get it. I like Van Gogh. And even though this isn't technically a Van Gogh print, it is inspired by Van Gogh and it's sunflowers, which I'm also obsessed with. So I had to get it and it's very frilly and very cottagecore. However, the only problem that I have with it is that it does not fit. It is not very adjustable when it comes to the bust. As you can see, it has clasps in the front. And here's the clip of me wearing it. I pretty much have to shove my bosom into it. And it like completely flattens it and like pushes it up, but also my armpit fat spills out. That's my main complaint. And I did get a medium and everything. And according to the size chart, this should have fit. In fact, it fits my waist perfectly, almost with a little bit of room. But the problem is the bust. I know why this is. It's because the lace-up portion only goes up to about 2/3 up the corset, and then the rest is just those clasps. Normally, when you have a corset of this style with clasps in the front, it also has a lace-up in the back, which this does not. I'll show you an example. This is a waist trainer that I have. As you can see, it has the same clasps in the front. However, in the back, it has a lace back. This thing is incredibly adjustable. I believe the range is between like 29 inches and 23 inches, but don't quote me on that because I don't remember. This thing sucks you in, but it's also under bust, so I guess you can't really compare it that much to the other corset, but you kind of get the idea that we have the lace up back and then the clasps in the front, so it is a lot more adjustable. I've been debating whether or not I'm going to return it. However, I did think of a solution, and that is that I got a little kit to add eyelets. So what I was thinking is I could use a seam ripper to open up the seam and take the boning that's in here that's attached to the little metal pieces, take that out and just hole punch and add the eyelets down. And then I could just turn this into a lace up front. It would be a lot easier than trying to open up a back seam and stitch it and add a bleh.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Add a lace back. So I'm gonna do that. I said I was debating, but I already bought this, so we're just gonna do that. This went from a review video to a DIY video. Now, this isn't me saying you have to buy this corset and do what I'm doing. This is just me workshopping this, troubleshooting the fact that it doesn't fit and I want it to fit, and I really don't want to have to go up to a large, but I still feel like the large wouldn't fit. And then it would be too big on the waist. So let's just be chaotic here and rip open a $46 corset and try to DIY it. I did make a mistake and get the wrong color. They're supposed to be more of an aged brass or aged gold, but I mean, I don't think it matters. But yeah, let's do it. So here I'm just using my seam ripper to, wait, hold on. Well, look what was released while I was editing this video. It's the Gogh Corset and it has a lace-up back. However, this one is under bust, so it's slightly different. However, it's just funny that I was talking about how they should put a lace-up back, and they did. And I feel like an idiot now, but it's fine. Mine is over bust, and I preferred over bust, so I'm just gonna keep trucking. Okay, for realsies this time. How I'm approaching this, since the seams are very tight, is I'm just trying to gently pull them open and then catch the threads with my seam ripper. And as you can see, I made pretty fast progress, although some of that might be movie magic of me speeding up the clips. But it honestly didn't take me that long, and once I had it open all the way, I was able to pull the panels out. And this one was a little bit more tricky because of the little rivets coming through. I don't know what they're called. But once I got that open, I was able to pull it out as well, which you're going to be seeing in a little bit. I would say that anytime you need to open something up to alter it, definitely use a seam ripper, don't use scissors. This made it way easier, and seam rippers are really cheap actually. I think mine came with the measuring tape, which I think I bought it for the measuring tape, to be honest. But anyway, this panel was a little bit more tricky to get out, but I got it out nonetheless. And once the seams were open, I went in and pinned the two pieces of fabric closed with the seams tucked inward just to keep it all neat, which was fairly easy because the seams had been pressed previously. And then here I'm just opening up some holes so I can insert the eyelets and then punch them down once I got the backing in. Now, this set didn't come with instructions, however, there was some instructions on the actual Amazon listing, so it was fairly easy to figure out. The only thing was that the hole punch that it came with, if you can even call it that, didn't really work. So I tried my best to open it. As you can see here, I used an X-Acto knife after a while, and what I did was I just sliced kind of an X shape, and then I was able to insert the eyelets fairly easily. After that, it was just a matter of repeating the process and making sure everything was in line with each other. I was definitely trying to make it look as professional as I possibly could with my minimal skills. So my goal here definitely wasn't perfection, but definitely symmetry. I am by no means a professional. I mean, I used a freaking Sharpie to mark my place. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to use some sort of a special chalk pen that seamstresses use, but whatever, it was going to be covered up anyway. I was going to slice right through those marks. Another benefit of this project is I got to use a big old mallet. I felt a bit like Harley Quinn, even though her mallet is like 100 times the size. But it was still pretty satisfying. Bam, bam. The last step, of course, was to hand stitch everything closed. I honestly didn't feel like getting out my sewing machine, and I still haven't quite figured that thing out yet. But it was a lot easier to sew this up after adding the eyelets because the eyelets kind of helped smush everything down. So at this point, the seams weren't really threatening to pop open. I just needed to do a quick little hand stitcheroo to keep it closed all the way. And just as a disclaimer, my hand stitching is nothing fancy. It probably looks like an old grandma with no eyesight with the light of a candle sewed it up. All right, here is the corset all finished and all laced up. This is not the lacing that I plan on using with this corset. This is just what I had on hand. It's for another project that I'm working on currently. But yeah, it turned out pretty well. I'm able to have a little bit of a gap here now, so it fits a whole lot better and is a lot more comfortable. The only other thing that I might end up fixing about this is that I noticed that the strap placement is a little weird. It's like under my armpit. So I might seam rip this and then re-sew it, like put it like right here where it would make more sense because then it would actually go over my shoulder. But currently it doesn't want to stay up because it's just weirdly placed. But this is definitely a whole lot better. I can actually put this on. I had it on before, but it was like, if you remember, it was squeezing me and it was very uncomfortable. My work was definitely not perfect. I hand stitched the seams back up and it definitely looks hand stitched, but you can't really tell when it's on. Another thing that I did that I didn't plan on doing was that I didn't put any boning back in. I had some zip ties and I know that can be used for DIY boning, but unfortunately the size of the rivets were too large and it took up all that space, so I didn't really have any room to put anything in here anymore. But it's fine, this is just for fashion. It's not a real corset. There is some boning, but it doesn't feel like real boning, you know? This will definitely be something cute to wear for a cottagecore lookbook or to a Renaissance fair, and I look forward to styling it in the future after I make a couple more tweaks to it. But if you're looking at getting this, I would definitely recommend it for a smaller bust because not everyone is going to have the time or the dedication to alter it. Not that you really should have to if you're spending the money for it, so I think it's a design aspect that LaceMade should definitely reconsider for the future. Maybe keep the, you know, the, what do you call it, the clasps in the front, but add a lace back just to make it a little bit more adjustable for people of various bust sizes, because I'm not particularly large busted. I think I wear a 32C, and according to the size chart, it should have fit me. The medium should have fit me, but it didn't. The other corset was fine because it did have the lace back, so that was perfect size-wise. And yeah, so this definitely wasn't a tutorial how to. I was just trying to show you that sometimes you can alter clothing or make the best of the situation and not have to return, because sometimes companies don't resell returned clothing. It ends up going in a landfill, so it's a good idea to have clothing altered. That's what people used to do back in the day. Pretty much every garment that you bought wasn't the end all to be all. You would go then and have it altered, tailored professionally, or you would do it yourself, like your mom would hem your pants kind of a situation. Hi, Editing Scotty here. I just want to add a quick note to this that obviously times have changed and society has changed a lot, and not everyone has the skill or especially the time to alter their own clothing. And nowadays there's definitely a lot less access to seamstresses and tailors, and when you can find them, they're generally pretty expensive. So it's definitely not something that everyone can do. And I'm in no way shaming or guilting anyone who doesn't alter their own clothes or who returns clothes that don't fit. Do what works best for you. And then when things wore out or got holes, you would mend it, and people kept clothing for a long period of time. So yeah, again, not a tutorial. I'm not saying you have to go out and buy this corset and then do what I did, but it's just, I'm just throwing the option out there that it is very possible to add rivets and add lace up to a garment. It's a lot easier than I thought it was gonna be. I will definitely link the kit that I use down in the description so that you can get it yourself if you're thinking about adding some rivets or eyelets to maybe maybe there's a dress that's too small and you want to add a lace up back or something. I've done that. I had it done by, like, a friend did it for me. I didn't do it. This is the first time I've done this. But anywho, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, please subscribe, please comment if you have anything to say, or if you have nothing to say, put the dress emoji in the comments, because it really does help the algorithm. I'm new here. I still don't have a lot of subscribers, and so I appreciate every single interaction that I receive from you guys. Anywho's, love you guys. Hope you have a great day. I don't know what that was. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.